Hey kids, it's time for another exciting episode of KWJUDAS. Oh.
that was lovely.
KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. We have Waters Rising here in the studio tonight, and it's been quite some time. We actually had Waters Rising, probably it was like season 2. It was when we just barely started.
Yeah,
might have even been season 1.
10 years ago.
Yeah, it was forever ago. And
2014.
a lot of things have changed since then. Not only that, but I went back and listened to that recording, and it's not very good.
Oh, man.
It's not. I'm just being honest. That was the biggest reason I asked you guys to come back. I'm just, go back and listen to it. Don't hate me. Go back and listen to it.
No, I've heard it.
When's the last time you
It
listened
sucks.
to it?
I thought you asked us
I've
to come
listened to
back
it.
because you love our music so
I've
much.
tried to listen
Yeah,
to it.
but I love a lot of people's music that don't come on my show. Just saying.
Well, thanks.
Hey, it was me who recorded it, so, I mean, sorry, guys. My bad. But no,
It's all good.
I was listening to it, and a lot. We've just come a long ways since then. Even if the recording quality was good, which it wasn't. Thanks, Wizard. Because it was actually him who recorded it. And since he's not here, we're just going to blame
throwing
him.
Wizard under the
It was
bus.
his fault.
Throwing him
We-
under the van.
Yeah. Oh.
Foreshadowing. Oh.
We'll get back to that later on. Actually, if you've seen a single episode of this, you have noticed on the title page, Wizard's literally being run over by a van. So,
Poor guy.
well, he hasn't been here, so I mean that's obviously why he got hit by a van. I think I was driving at the time. I was texting, so it's hard to say.
Poor Wizzy.
So, you guys, we have Eric here on guitar.
That's me.
And then we have Glenn on percussion. Yes, hello. Then we have John
Howdy.
on bass. And Tammy
The
on
bassiest.
Hello,
vocals
hello.
here. And so these two, the bassist and the singer, they're married. And you guys started without Glenn here on percussion. What year?
Like 2005, I think, is when we really officially got underway with Waters Rising.
And
Sounds
when
about right.
about when did you release your first album?
So we released the I Grew in Stars EP in 2009.
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah.
9.
Right.
Fall of 2009.
Yes, and then it was probably about, I'd say about maybe 2010 or 11 when I was asked to judge the Battle of the Bands at Valor, and I didn't know these guys, and I kind of forgot that it was happening. And it's kind of a funny story. I was, we'll say, under the influence of a mind-altering substance. And I got a phone call saying, "Are you ready to do this?" from a Mike Donahue, who was also an esteemed colleague around the scene. I used to run a little venue up in Linden called Sweet 13 for a couple of years. They wanted people who had been known for being in more than just a band, and I'd ran a venue. So they had a little more credentials around the scene to judge this Battle of the Bands. And that's how I met these blokes, as they were opening the Battle of the Bands. And though I was definitely on an altered state of consciousness, I listened to the album later and I still liked it.
Well, that's
Is that why
amazing.
you were so nice to
And
us?
so it might have been.
I had a friend once who told me, he's like, the only time I get your music is when I'm high, man.
Well, I listened to it when I wasn't, and I still thought it was good. And so I called him, and I was just like, I'm hearing all these beats in my head, and I might just be a little drunk, but would you like me to show you what I've got in mind? And they...
We'd been looking for a percussionist. We didn't want just like a regular drummer. We wanted somebody who would add maybe a more interesting or different sort of element to
Yeah.
complement the music. So
Right. And I'm
And
definitely not a regular anything.
Glenn
So
was definitely different.
I don't really play drum. Well, I do now kind of play drums, but I didn't at the time. I just kind of banged on things and would hit the drum in the drum circle.
For
which-
me, it was really when I heard that you had a djembe that I was like, okay, yeah, come on over. Let's check
Oh,
it out.
right. I need that long-haired hippie in his djembe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. So that was about 2010, 2011. You picked this
2010.
wacko up.
2010, yeah.
And then you guys started playing like all new stuff.
Yeah, we've been writing a lot of songs that since the EP had come out, and so Glenn started with learning a lot of the songs that we had, and then we started working on new material from there.
Yeah, I think the only new one that will end up on the album that Glenn, you were on, was Brothers and Shipbuilders. And all the other new stuff will be on the next album. Yes.
I understand that you had to take a big long break. So let's get into another song, and we'll talk about that afterwards. This next little ditty we have is called Deeper Ground. Is there any story behind that one or anything?
It was originally called Mass Transit.
It was. It's
So what made you make that transitional
So
decision?
I have a habit in the studio of just making up really random names for stuff. And
I do
thought-
too.
I thought it would be a good idea to have at least a couple of songs where the name of the song was actually in the lyrics of the song. So that's what happened with Deeper Ground. It says Deeper Ground in the song, and I said, let's name it Deeper Ground. It'll make it more logical.
But then mass transit kind of, I think, inspired the lyrics a little bit, because I kind of envisioned, going into deeper ground where you're like going down into like a subway. Kind
Wow.
So it kind of started out.
I've never heard this one before.
Nor have I.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this show is even the band members find out things about their own band they didn't even know.
And that one started out with John's little bass line, and then I added my little guitar part.
And then I usually have to make them play it several times before I think of any lyrics.
Right, and then I added my very large percussion part.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Oh.
Indeed.
I love how the percussion follows the bass on this song. That's really cool. Let's
That's
check it
what
out.
I was going for, doing a good bass and drum sort of section. All right, Deeper Ground by Waters Rising, KWJUDAS, Free Radio Provo. Thank you all for being with us tonight.
Yay.
Water's rising. I can't believe you guys are in my studio tonight.
Oh,
It's
shucks.
you guys.
Well, you know, we had to fly here from wherever
Provo.
it was that we flew.
It's a long flight here to Gumption, Utah, and nobody can ever find it here, and you usually don't make it past the troglodytes.
Yeah.
I had to
It was
pay
quite an
them.
infamous battle.
I came on foot.
How did you ever survive?
I just
She fed the
blended
troglodytes rolls. Delicious,
Oh,
delicious
yes.
rolls.
When in Troglodytia, behave as
Make sure
the
you bring
trogs.
your baked goods with you.
in.
Oh, they love their baked goods. Yeah, actually, that's how I've made it through. Anytime I have to get out of Gumption, you just throw baked goods, and yeah, they're on top of it like a pack of hyenas.
Some rolls, some banana bread.
We actually had somebody from the troglodytic community contact us. Apparently, they are forming like their own band, and they're putting notes together and
Wow.
rhythms together, and we might have them on our show sometime.
Well, hey.
I'm
That's
impressed that
exciting.
those large deformed hands can make music.
I mean, you can make music out of like anything, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, want to start another band? Oh, wait a minute. We already did.
Oh, yeah.
On that note, Eric and Glenn, they have this side project called the Open Casket Road Show.
We do. We started that when John and Tammy moved to California. And I didn't want to play guitar anymore. So I said, I'm going to play bass. And then he said, okay, but you have to play upright bass. And I went, oh, nuts. I don't want to do that.
I don't know if that's quite how it was,
Oh,
but
okay. Well-
I think the upright bass definitely matched the material that we were working on
That's true.
much better, which it does, I think. It was just some, I guess you'd call sort of singer-songwriter material kind of, but very sad, somber. It's like the closest you'll ever hear me to doing like indie emo sort of things. It's called the Open Casket Road Show. And we mostly did that in the absence of these two. They moved off to California for like about 6 years, was it?
Yes. 6 years for school and
In pursuit of love, happiness, and chiropractic.
yeah.
Indeed.
And he returned quite the chiropractor,
He's the
Mhm.
best.
quite the nobleman he is now.
Schroppel Chiropractic, look it up.
Yes, actually, he's been quite the lifesaver over the past couple of years. What with me and my physical ailments I've had to be dealing with. So I'm very grateful for
Yeah, it's
his
been like one every few months, right?
one injury every few months. Yeah, about. So I'm grateful for his endeavors as well, going off in the pursuit of chiropractic. So about what year was it that you came back from California?
So it was August of 2019 that we moved back and reconvened. I mean, we'd gotten together. We came up to visit family and stuff nearly every year while we were away. And we got together and, did some practicing, jammed a bit each time we could. But definitely after being apart for so long, it was a little rusty in the beginning when we started practicing again.
I think that it was when you guys were back for a visit that you came on my show.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
I
Like
think
you were
that-
already gone.
I think that's right. Yeah, we were
And,
just here visiting that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
week.
I was like, hey, you guys are back in town. I got a radio station. You should come be on my show. I think that this really was probably our season one, because now that I think about it, it was pretty new to me at the time. It was pretty like newly acquired that we had just taken over Free Radio Provo and started doing this show. I'm going to have to look that one up. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the description to this show. So if anybody wants to go back and check it out, there you go. And that will answer the question.
Yeah, you probably don't want to check it out.
And you can see if you can sit through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think we hadn't played for about a year, and then we practiced twice
Yeah,
something.
if that.
And then like, we're fine.
Wait, did we even practice it all before that show?
Just
a
I
little
don't know
bit,
if we
a
had
little bit,
I
even
think it
time.
turned out okay.
At least once.
Yeah.
Really, it wasn't our
wow.
performance that was terrible. It was the bloody recording quality. Hey! I told you that was Wizard's fault, okay? Just saying.
We've heard that excuse already.
Yeah. That's a really easy out, you know. Some bloody host you are. You know what, Glenn? I don't want to hear it from you. Sorry, it's your show. All right, let's play another song. Maybe we should have a couple of songs in a row, huh? We've been doing too much blabbing. You know, you're the host, so you do whatever you want. I don't know if I like your attitude. All right, what's the name of this next song? I believe we have Orion. Oh, this is a good one. This is one of my favorites. I particularly like the way that we recorded this one. We just recently started working on these new recordings for a new album we're planning on. In fact, in preparation for this show, kind of hastened the process of getting these new recordings done. And I really like going back and listening to this particular one. It kind of, it's got a real trancy, very enveloped kind of feeling. You know, it kind of takes you away if you just close your eyes and listen.
And Orion's a unique song for us in that it started with the vocals.
Yep.
And that
yeah.
doesn't typically happen.
Yeah, that doesn't usually happen.
Tammy was singing this tune, and I just started coming up with a bass line to try to match it.
And even the way the song starts, it's not any kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the drums. It starts with the vocal parts.
Wait,
and it
did
goes
I-
for quite
I-
some time.
I don't know if I had the melody. I thought I had the words. I wrote
No,
the
you had
words.
the melody.
I had
You
the
were saying.
melody too.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, this one just sort of formulated like that.
And then I didn't have anything. I was like, oh, I have this harmonics riff that I wrote like 10, 15 years before.
It works really
Right.
well.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh, you
stick
already
with-
had that? Huh,
Yep,
that's
it was-
interesting.
I had to change the timing a little bit, but I was like, I have nothing for this song, and then put that in. So it was weird, not our usual way of operating.
Right. So this is Orion here on KWJUDAS 3 Radio Provo, Nelly.
Orion slowly flies overhead. The moon glows orange from fire. Aching lungs, it burns to breathe. It hurts to draw in what I need.
That's one of our favorite songs.
Yes, it is. KWJUDAS, Free Radio Provo. It's one of mine, too.
Yeah, Shadow came together super fast. I feel like.
Actually, I'm supposed to say how much I really liked Orion just as much as Glenn did, because it's very captivating and pulverizing. Mesmerizing.
Yeah,
It's mesmerizing.
Pulverize you.
I kind of had forgotten. I had written the lyrics. I was trying to get healthy.
Aren't
and
we all?
exercise, and so it was like 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 in the morning, and I was running around our neighborhood, and then I saw Orion in the sky, and that's how the lyrics came about, and I guess the melody came to my mind as I was jogging.
And then
She
there
was
was a
gasping for
shadow
breath.
following you, and that's why the shadow
Yes.
comes from afterwards.
Yes, exactly.
Shadow was another one where it started with the bass line, and I was just kind of noodling around during practice, and then as I kept playing, it kind of developed into more of a melody, and so we started working on it.
And if I remember correctly, after that, I went home and worked on a guitar part, and while I was gone, Tammy worked on melody and vocals, and so we came back and the two parts went together, so that was really nice.
Yeah.
It
because
was nice.
Oh, this all
Like-
fits.
Did we
Oh.
record it right then? I remember just it all came together really fast.
We recorded a version of it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what made me just decide I'm going to stick a little bouncy ball on the end of this little straw and just go ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. But that's what I did, and that's what we've
And
been
it
doing
work-
ever
it
since.
works.
In fact, I think that that's the only thing wrong with this recording is you need to bring out the bouncy ball a little bit more, so you get the ba-doom, 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 because the entire song obviously revolves around it.
Around
Oh,
the
yeah.
ba-dung, yeah.
I mean, the song starts with
If the song
doesn't
needs
it?
anything, it's definitely more ba-dung.
more ba-dung, of course. Yeah, I think that most of our songs have always lacked in the bouncy balls and little flimsy straw things that you flick them against things with.
I've got a fever, and the only cure is more bouncy ball.
More
Yep.
ba-dung.
Mhm.
And finally, the band was tolerant of my creative eccentricities, and finally we're like, hey, you know how you're always talking about having a bouncy ball in a song? Maybe perhaps this would be the song that might be appropriate.
Yeah, we had long
This
And I thought-
origin story
conversations
is
about
so
it.
much better than the real one.
I just happened to have spent my last quarter at the Albertsons in one of those little quarter machines. And I got a bouncy ball that kind of looked like the Earth, and I had the whole world in my hand. And I was like, this is going to come in handy later, and I'm glad I did, because just later that night, they said, it's your time.
But
Your
don't.
time to shine, I think
Do you
is
have a
what we
bouncy
actually
ball
said.
on you? And I said, yes, I do. I spent my last 25 cents. And here it is. Do you have a flimsy thing I can stick it on? And
A
they did.
chopstick.
Yes, here's a chopstick.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
The chopstick didn't really work, though. I don't even know what that thing's called. It's a flimsy plastic thing.
It's a
It's a-
chopstick.
It's a
it's a-
badonga stick.
It's a cooking chopstick that's been varnished.
Oh, so it is a chopstick then.
It is.
I've never seen a chopstick like that before.
We had to have a chopstick somewhere because I'm Chinese, so.
Oh, no, that's just a racial slur now, isn't it? Yeah, we can't be having that here on KWJUDAS, guys.
Sorry.
The token... what were you? The token Chinese fire hazard?
Yes. The token
The what?
Chinese fire hazard. Because I like to stand
Or sit.
or sit in the doorway or
Mhm.
the
You never know when
The
there's going to be an
exit.
doorway.
earthquake.
The
Yeah,
exit is
somewhere.
blocked
I'm
by-
always there. I don't know why. That's just where I end up singing
The exit's always blocked by my
It's got the
beautiful
best
wife.
acoustics, right?
something. So then that's
Yeah,
how
it
ended
actually
up.
does. It does. We tried it. We
So-
tried recording in a lot of
Token
different
Asian
places,
fire
and
hazard.
yeah,
I think next we're going to play a song from our EP, the original release. And
Oh yeah, this is the one album I'm not on. Wait, it's the only album they have. That's why I insisted we finally started making these recordings.
yeah, so this song is it's Washing Away. It's really hard to play bass line. I don't know why I made it so hard to play, but
Hey, that's why I like that song.
it was really fun to play, but also really difficult to get a recording where I didn't mess up all the notes.
Do you guys ever play that song anymore?
We played it live once since the EP was released, I think.
Once.
No,
Really?
I think we've done it more than that because Glenn worked out a part, and we.
That's
I
true.
don't know about that.
I think we did. It was in the set.
I was
for a little
thinking
while.
before Glenn joined that we played it once, but
Oh yeah, before.
I don't remember playing anything to it. I might have,
It's
but
it's sort
probably
of
wasn't good.
Sort of sounds like Enter Sandman.
oh, right. Oh, you just had to bloody say that now. Well, I think your guitar part kind of sounds kind of ska-ish. So
Mhm.
how do you like that?
I'm fine with that.
So-
that's kind of why I like it.
when
Really?
when Eric and I started what eventually became Waters Rising, we were playing with a guy named Michael Swan, who I think's been on your show, Judas.
Mythily.
He has.
So he was playing percussion, and we originally were Vampire Cowboys, and
Good stuff.
we
That's good stuff.
What made you want to not be Vampire Cowboys anymore? That's the question. I always ask people, what made you decide on this band name? What made you decide on not that band name?
I believe there's a gay,
It's so good.
a gay theater troupe somewhere that's called Vampire Cowboys.
We
Already
didn't want to
taken.
step on their
Yeah.
The
Somebody
gays
has
always
already
take the
taken
cool
it.
names.
They do.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why we decided. Never mind. I'm not going to say. That's Delphiquorum is named Delphiquorum for a reason.
Okay.
There was another
Yeah.
name that was already taken, and it had the word quorum in it.
So, so the three of us were playing together. We played once live, right?
Yeah, that was
Just the three of you?
Nope, you were.
No, I was there.
you
Oh
were
yeah,
there. And that's where we
at
met
Steamers.
Glenn at Steamers.
I don't. I've told you I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
we all walked in. That was the first time we.
I did
played.
run Steamers, and we did have shows there.
We
and I-
decided, we decided to wear suits.
It was basically
that
open
time.
mic was
Yeah.
what it was that we played at.
And I
Yeah.
probably was
Yeah.
like, you guys should come back when I'm on acid.
No, what you said was, look, it's the home teachers.
I did not.
You did.
I did not. I
did.
didn't say
'cause
that.
we
You
all dressed
did.
in
Oh,
suits.
no, I didn't. That doesn't sound like something I'd
And,
say.
and we didn't understand the
That kinda
concept
does.
of open mic, so we just thought anybody could show up and play. So we brought a full drum kit and
Yeah,
all
we
of
did
the
have the
amps and
whole
all
I
of the
imagine
gear.
me, I'd be pretty impressed.
So it took,
Even if you was home teachers.
took like 15 minutes to set up, and we played a really long set. Well, three or four songs.
And there was probably no one else there, so I
Not-
probably
not
didn't
many.
care.
We had
Not
a
many.
few.
There's
Yeah.
about three
there.
people that knew us that came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
as
Rob.
long as they're there for you, I'll let you play all night.
Rock and Rob played at that one.
Yes.
Oh, I
remember-
love that guy.
Yeah,
I love that guy. Rest in peace, Big Rob, Rock and Rob.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah, I actually got
Awesome.
his music on my YouTube channel. If anybody out there listening wants to hear Big Rob's album, Rock and Rob, you can find it on this same YouTube channel.
Awesome. He
I
was so
have
nice.
listened to it.
And yeah, I don't know where else that album exists. That's why I put it up, is because I'm not just saying this. I've never heard music like that, dude. And I mean, just with
Yeah.
that heart and that soul and that, that voice.
Just puts everything into it.
Yeah, that guy kills Tom Waits even. It's just, I'd like to see them in a growlathon. Oh, wait, he's dead.
So we played at that open mic. We played a song that is called "Waters Rising."
Mhm.
Gave our friend convulsions, but anyway,
Did it really?
It was
Yeah.
very.
she had
Very
some
intense
neurological issues from car
Because of your
accident she was
music?
in.
Yes,
So
we-
the
no,
Wow.
no, the music just kind of set her off because it was very drony.
I knew there was a reason I joined this band.
So that's where eventually Michael moved out of state for a while. Eric and I kept playing together. We decided to change the name to Waters Rising after the song.
Ah.
And we never got Michael back in the band. When he came back, our style had just changed a lot and wasn't meshing with the way he played anymore. So when we decided to record the EP, we were like, well, we really need to include something that he played to give him credit on the album, because he really was part of the initial process of writing the music. And so that's where the drum tracks on this next song came from, an old recording that we'd done with him on the song.
So was it a recording of the same song?
It was it was the same song.
Word.
But we just, because of the timing and stuff of the new recording that we did for the EP, we had to kind of chop up the drums and make them fit. But it was the
it sounds
the drum,
good.
The drum line he had written for the song. So we wanted to include him. And then at the last minute, before we were ready to send the tracks over to be burned to CD, I came across this jam that we had done years before with Michael and with another friend of ours. Jason Hunsinger was
no, it was with Matt Rush.
Okay,
right.
You can edit that out.
Yeah.
So with Matt Rush on there,
we did lots of jams with Jason Hunsinger too.
We did.
Oh, good old Matt Rush.
So we just basically cleaned up that jam and put it in as the last track on the EP, with some new vocals that Tammy did without any lyrics, just oohing and awing. And so Michael ended up being on there twice, so we got his drumming on there at least twice on the EP. But Washing Away was one of those original songs from clear back in the Vampire Cowboy days that we...
So this was an
continue to play.
originally Vampire Cowboy song?
Yep.
Indeed.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
So it was Minus Song and those two. Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's hear a song from you guys' first EP. Remind me again what year this came out?
2009.
2009. Wow. So this is like 12, 13 years
I
old.
Grew in Stars, which is an
Everywhere.
An
an anagram. Yes. It's
an anagram of Waters Rising.
Oh, whoa. I didn't even think it. Wow. Mind blown. Waters Rising here on KWJUDAS Free Radio Provo. Thank you all for listening.
I'm washing away, struggling to survive.
Hey, kids, have you seen Wizard lately?
Well, jeepers, no, now that you mention it.
We thought he was with you.
Yeah, about that. Everyone sort of got spirited away off to the planet Eros a few months ago, and well, he never came back.
Oh, he made it back all right. He dragged me into a spaceship and flew me back here through a black hole in it.
Oh, Judas.
Well, my perturbed percussionist, he appears to have been murdered ever since. And it's up to you to find out who done it. Wait, just because he's been missing since the whole studio got abducted, why do you think he's been murdered? Well, just take a look at this derpishly severed wizard head in a bag.
That's kind of gross.
Come on, gang. It'll be fun, like back in the old mystery days.
All right, Mr. Derpinschlee, we're on the case. As long as Eric can bring his dog.
It's okay. I was going to take her out for a walk anyway. Just lock the door on your way out.
Okay.
See ya.
Well, this is all good and wholesome and everything, but, where are we going and how do we get there?
I'm glad you asked, my hectic host.
And stop with the alliterations!
Here, take Derpinschlee's new explosive transportational device.
No!
In a can. Was Wizard actually murdered? And if so, who done it? And will I ever stop with the alliterations? Find out on the next exciting episode of KWJUDAS on Free Radio Provo, brought to you by Derpinschlee. And remember, if it doesn't say Derpin, it's not Derpinschlee. All right, well, that was a word from our sponsor, Derpinschlee, without whom this program would never have existed. Bless you, Derpinschlee. So, we are going to have something special, since this band is a very special band in the first place, and they have a very special place in my heart. We're going to have Waters Rising do a live, short acoustic set to finish out the night. So, without further ado, take it away, boys.
Before you wheel over the distant grassland, let me and black oil from dry lake bed sand. storm is gone. The storm is
Well, water's rising. I hate to say it, but it is time to come to an end.
Oh.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
It's been awesome.
Thank you guys for coming, actually. There's been a lot of cancellations and reschedulations, and the last, 2 months, I think only, 1 or 2 of my guests have actually been who was originally scheduled. So, at least I know I can count on you guys.
Hurrah!
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Yes,
The
that's what
Old
we're here
reliable
for.
Waters Rising.
So before we go, where can we find... I know you only have your old album up so far. Where do you find that?
It's everywhere, but watersrising.org.
Bandcamp, SoundCloud.
Bandcamp's, I believe, SoundCloud, Amazon, Spotify.
So you can pick up
iTunes.
a hard copy still if somebody wants to be a moldy oldie and still collect CDs.
We do have some.
We
Yes.
have
If you want to
some.
send us a message on our website, we'll get you a hard copy if you
Yes.
like it.
Hit us up on
I've got
Facebook.
one. It's really fancy. It's got little flower
Oh, yeah, the
imprint
case is
things.
cool.
They
Yeah,
did it
the
themselves.
case is really cool.
No, actually, we did some of the printing with Rob Buchert, who was on your show earlier.
He was as well.
Yep.
We've been having a lot of good guests lately this season, you guys. So,
But yeah,
you're lucky
if-
to be a part of it.
get in touch with us on Facebook if you want a physical copy. I might set it up on Bandcamp, so that's available there too. But I haven't yet.
So these new songs, the first ones that we heard tonight, the new recordings are going to be available in the next couple of months on all the platforms as well. So watch for that.
Right, we're trying to do a 2 single kind of thing. In the old school guys, it's like how people do an A side and a B side, but we're not doing physical A side, B side things. So we're just doing. We're gonna pretend.
So you see 2 songs come out at once, and then a couple months later, probably a couple more songs, and leading up to the album being completed.
And then we'll have an actual album.
Yes, physical copies of that.
Are you guys gonna have vinyl?
Probably
Um,
not.
I think we will, of course. We're real vinyl fanatics, aren't we, folks?
And if anyone has a good another good anagram for Waters Rising,
There we go.
Yeah.
we may use that for our album title.
Just call 1-800-DERPENCHLEY for submissions.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. Hit up Waters Rising on Facebook. Now, Waters Rising is also a movie, so how do people differentiate?
We're the ones that's a band.
Just
Well,
say
so-
Waters Rising, not the movie.
If you look up Waters Rising on YouTube, if you put in one of our names,
Waters Rising Official is on YouTube. That's our YouTube channel. And I think on Facebook we're just Facebook/Waters
yeah,
Rising.
it's just
yeah.
Waters
You got it
Rising.
first.
Yeah.
Nice job, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We
you
were
picked
out
the right
before the
time to
movie.
not be cowboy vampires anymore.
That's right. We got in early on the name selection for this one.
So that was before the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we were
right,
before
nailed
the
it.
movie Waters Rising.
You should sue them.
No.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us on another exciting episode of KWJUDAS on Free Radio Provo. We now return you back to our regular free radio programming.